Hey guys, current energy check-ins for the weekend. We've got Kai, he's back here. He's the only one. Ish. Well, Felix is at the door, but Felix is kind of like looking, and if I let him in, then he'll come kind of make a circle in the room, and then he's gonna be like, I want out. So, yeah, no, and the girls are way over there, just watching out the window. So just Kai. Oh, hummingbird. Blue is not gonna be here today, and boy, do we have the story for Blue. He's not home. He's okay though. We're gonna start the story like that because I freaked some people out on Patreon. Sorry, Judy. He's okay. But he had a pretty severe reaction to something yesterday, and I rushed him to the emergency hospital. And, well, I really tried to call his vet, because it was during the hours, finally. It was during the hours, but they said it was about 1 p.m., and they said their doctors are going to be there at 2, and I'm like, nope, this is an emergency, like, he's got to be seen now. So what happened was, I was outside, I decided, okay, this is going to be the day in which I just chill in the sun, like a Leo wants to do all day, right? But I don't do that every day, so I decided yesterday was the day. And I did go out there, put, sun lotion on, all sorts of things in my backyard, like, there's a deck there, nice little corner of sun, perfect. And at some point, we made some commotion outside because there were some bees. I'm not going to name any names, but somebody was yelling because of those bees. I don't yell when bees or yellow jackets are around because I know the commotion will just set them off even more. So I'm cool. I'm calm. Unless a bat is coming right here, which happened last year. Like right here, and I started yelling in the middle of the street there. I'm not a yeller. But it was such a commotion that I thought, here we go, I'm going down for fucking something. Because the way those yellings happened, it was, what do you want from me? I'm like, oh my God. And I was just sitting down and enjoying my Sunday. But anyways, when Blue hears commotion of any kind, human, animal, with animals, if they kind of start going at each other, even if they play, he's like, nope. He's, military style. He's like, nope, that's not going to happen. So he interferes. So because he heard the commotion outside, he started barking. He started like agitating himself. And I'm like, okay, here's my boy showing up for, to settle things down. So, and okay, Blue is being Blue. And then about 20 minutes after, another yellow jacket this time shows up, and that was it. It was like, okay, we need to go inside. We're being attacked. Again, not me. I was just trying to get my fucking Sunday. But the minute we tried the door to go inside, the door was locked. Because Blue, when he got agitated, he jumped on the door. And he locked us out. So we were locked out. So I went around and through the garage, and I came into the house. And I unlocked the door. And the first thing I ask out loud is, where's my dog? Because whoever has a dog, if you have a dog, they'll be right there by the door. Even if it was not the biggest greeting in the world, it doesn't matter. You came into the house, the dog's got to be there. Well, he wasn't. So then I look into this room, and I see a big pile of vomit. And I'm like, that's Blue's food from this morning. So something's up. And then I started looking for him. I found him in the living room on the chair, the recliner that I used to have here before this chair. And he was non-responsive mostly to my calling, I'm like, Blue, come on, come say hi to mama, come down. Nothing. He was just laying there, panting, like super. I'm like, okay. And then his tongue and his gums were discolored. and I jumped to put some clothes on. Meanwhile, I tried calling his regular vet. They said this, and I'm like, okay, I need to take him to the emergency vet. And I took him there, and luckily they took him in as an emergency, because I didn't know what was happening. I assumed it was because of the heat. I reduced his walks. He has a morning walk and a night walk, and because it's 100 degrees for like over 100 degrees maybe for like the last 3 days, and he did throw up the days before, but he threw up because the first thing he did when I walked him was eat grass, so he would throw up immediately. But that didn't concern me. He's done that before. But this time the added, panting and all the other things. I'm like, I go there. I'm like, I have my dog in my car. He's got these symptoms, and they actually sent in a stretcher thing. And I'm like, I'm not sure. I think he can walk, but we can, let's see. Because when I took him out of the chair yesterday, I actually lifted him up in my arms, but then he walked to the car, kind of slow, kind of, but then I noticed when I drove there, he started to regain his color, so that was good. He was still trying to get up, but not really stable. Like, he was on his butt, and his front paws were he was trying to sustain himself. And they brought the stretcher. He came down, even though reluctantly, when he saw so many people around in the stretcher. He's like, yeah, no, I'm not doing that. I'm like, you got it, buddy. And I pulled him out in my arms again. And we gave him a shot to see if he can walk. He could walk, again, slow. They took him in the back. They took a look at him immediately. And the doctor came in and she said, let's do an ultrasound, some blood tests, and, we'll take it from there. Within about an hour and a half, I would say, all the results came back in. They did give him something to calm him down. Meanwhile, I don't know what. Don't ask me names. I don't freaking know. And then the doctor came back in to see me, and she said he suffered a pretty severe anaphylactic shock. And I'm like, oh, crap. Because that could have gone way worse. Like, if he didn't lock us out, I would have probably stayed outside for a few good hours. And if the bee saved his life. It wasn't a bee that caused this for him. It was something else. I put it together later in the day. But so they gave him Benadryl, they gave him everything. They recommended for the first 24 hours, because it was so impactful on him, to stay there overnight. With his well-being in mind, I said yes. With my well-being in mind, I was thinking no, because I'm like, I'm gonna miss my boy, but he's gotta be, because I couldn't take the chance that his blood pressure would drop again in the middle of the night when we're sleeping and nobody notices. And I'm like, yeah, just keep him here. Hummingbird. I think this one has a nest. Yeah, Bubba, it's a hummingbird. I think it has a nest over there. So he stayed there for the night. They called me last night before I went to bed with an update, like they said they would. He was doing really good. His blood pressure was stable, didn't drop anymore. He ate quite a bit, and I'm like, oh, okay, he's not doing that at home, but okay, because he's a picky eater. But I told him that, like, don't expect miracles, but try it out, see what happens. He ate quite a bit. The doctor was, but she didn't worry to begin with, realistically, because he's a young buck. He's only like 3 years old. But it was pretty intense. So just out of precaution, I'm like, okay, just do that. So everything was good last night. This morning, I didn't call yet. I will call before noon. This morning being a day before you see this video. I will call before noon unless they call me, because I think they'll call me with an update and a time to go pick him up. If they don't call me, I'll call them back before noon, because it happened at around 1. Anyways, so I get home and I'm remembering that right before I went out for my day in the sun, that didn't fucking happen. Maybe an hour. Maybe. One day I decide, man, can I get a fucking break, universe? Just, I need my day in the sun, or 2, or at this moment I need like a month. But anyways. So right before we went outside, I see Cosmo and Kai playing with something. And when I go look, it was a pretty big spider, actually. And I asked the doctor last night, could it have been a spider? Because that's within the time frame, right? Because anaphylactic shock would set in, you know, from minutes to an hour, and that would have been the time frame. It wasn't from his walk. I assumed maybe when I walked him in the morning, he stepped on a bug or something and he didn't see, and he got stung. I actually assumed a bee. But no, I think it was the freaking spider. And I released the spider. I caught him with the bug catcher and I released him in the backyard. And now, because it's still hot outside, I said, look, I'm going to make it easy for him. I'm not going to take him for walks anymore. I'm just going to go with him in the backyard. But now the spider isn't there. Like, where do I go? No, I'm joking. But I don't know how he may have picked it up on the walk and it was maybe on him. I may have on my pants. Who the hell knows? On my shoes. Who the hell knows? Because, you know, yeah, once in a blue moon we do have a bug and this or that in the house. So it's not okay, we got spiders every day in the house, so that could be it. No. But, I don't know. But it's also mind-blowing when you kind of look back, because it's like, you know, if the bees didn't scare the shit out of, not me, again, I'm not a yeller, and we didn't have to go inside, and he wouldn't have locked us in, I wouldn't have come through the garage, because I just put sun lotion on, so I would have been like, just laying there for a few more hours, just not knowing what the hell is happening. And I'm the one that checks on him, because I know dogs. And they're, you know, I know that a dog should be there when you enter your home, or, you know, depending if they're old, but even if no, Oscar was there all the time too, so even then they'll be like, Mama, you're home, you know. So I would have recognized something was off if I would have entered the home. Nobody else would in here. But yeah, so it's kind of mind-blowing how it all kind of circled back to I needed to find him right away, because that was quite the emergency. So he's good. He'll be back today. Cosmo was very upset with me last night. The other guys understand that I have to take on the role of bad cop sometimes, because I'm the one that takes them. Like, okay, something's wrong with you. We gotta go. And I'm the one that chases them around with syringes in the house to give them medications and all sorts of pills and powders and all sorts of things. I'm the bad cop. I also get to be the good cop because I love them to death, and then they understand I do that for their own sake, and then they love me again. But Cosmo is fairly young in the dynamic. She doesn't really understand. What she probably understood last night was that Blue was missing. Blue's not home. And Blue's is her cuddle buddy at night. It's like, where's my dog? And I'm like, I don't know. Where's my dog? What happened? So I explained to her, look, Blue is away for a little bit for his own sake, and then tomorrow he'll be right back. Brand new. You can do whatever you want to him, but please take it easy on him because he needs rest. But, you know, you can jump on his head. You can do all that. But tonight he's not here, and he's not going to be here. She went under the nightstand and behind the bed. She only does that when she's scared of something, or when she feels like, okay, something's up here and she's upset. So she did that last night. She didn't even... I have my own ritual with her where I need to brush her before I go to bed. She comes on me, then she goes to Blue. She does her own thing. But because Blue was not there, I talked to her, and she decided to go. This morning she was better. She was fine. I think she may have understood, hopefully, what's going on. But yeah, that's my day off for you. The one day I decided. Look, I don't give a shit. I'm just happy I caught it in time, and that he's fine. I saw him yesterday before I left him there, and he was already better. He definitely got most of his color back. And that's the thing, even if, and the doctor said, like, sometimes some dogs don't really show signs externally, so it's hard to tell unless it gets to that, like violent throwing up and panting and, you know, discoloration of tongue and gums and all of that. So, like, some dogs do swallow up, or you can see something's up, but not this guy. He's like, okay, something sting me. I am not showing you, but I'm suffering. I'm like, okay. So he'll be here for the next Friday video, and I can't wait to go pick him up. In case my phone is right here, in case it rings and it's the doctor's, I'm gonna have to cut the video, edit it, and because, you know, I'm waiting for them, but then if they don't call, I'll call them. But yeah, so good news last night. He's good. Everything's good. Bad news. I missed him like crazy. I'm like, I want my baby to lean on me and to be annoying and think that he's a little, you know, lap dog pushing onto me and pushing me out of my bed and my pillow and making himself little even though he's not, and he's a thick dog. And but anyways, yeah, that's, come on, I miss my baby. Anyways, I got this. Oh yeah, so the rest of them, the big cats, understand. Cosmo was fairly upset. It's okay, she'll forgive me. This guy is starting to stay a little more when I pet him, because this wouldn't have happened 2 years ago. Doing this to him, he would have been, don't pet me. And I would be like, I'm gonna pet you. I'm your mom. I don't give a shit. You bully. I'm gonna treat your bulliness with love. And we'll do that. Love will overcome. And it did. It did in his case. Look at him. No, he's looking for more and more of this, like non-stop. Yeah, baby. Oh, my baby boy. Oh, my sweet baby. So yeah, everybody's good. Everybody's fine. I didn't get my day in the sun, but who the fuck cares about that? And there's no more days in the sun, because now it's thunderstorms for 4 days. And then who the fuck knows what the fuck is going on. I don't give a shit. I need to go to vacation. Hawaii. Yeah, let's do this. I'm going away. Vacation. I can't go away because look, I'm just outside of the door and shit happens. Every time. Like my mom said, this year hasn't been your year with taking time for you. And I'm like, no, it hasn't. It really hasn't. But yeah, we're good to go. Everybody's good. Blue's good, waiting to be picked up by mama. Other than that, that's it. That's about it. Let's do this. Whoa, long introduction. Man, I talked a lot. What the fuck was I saying? Anyways, current energies check-ins for the weekend. I'll be looking into each sign individually by elements: earth signs, fire signs, air signs, and water signs. It'll be quick, to the point, no clarification. Whatever comes out, comes out. No extended for the Friday videos. I'll be looking into where you're at energetically in regards to another energy, which could be that of a person, a situation, whatever you got going on, the fucking spider bite, where the other energy is at in regards to you, where the connected energies are at, and then I'll be pulling some cards from the universe for each of you. Timestamps will be below in the description box, in the comment section, on the play bar. Speaking of bites, something bit me directly on the elbow, and I fucking hate it when that happens because I have to scratch, and then my elbow bone is there, and then I can't tell how big this thing gets because I don't care. I'm gonna scratch a bone. It's not just skin. Okay. Earth signs, Capricorn. On your side, you get the Five of Wands, the King of Swords, the Two of Pentacles. You're pretty conflicted here about something. It feels like you made up your mind about something, but as you try to kind of go and implement whatever this is, there's a lot of either backlash you're getting, or like there's a lot of conflicting energy around you wanting to do something here, which ultimately I kind of see it playing out for you as maybe I shouldn't do this. You know, so it kind of brings up the question of, am I doing this right? Am I not supposed to do this? Am I, you know, I think it's more of your inner conflict rather than, you know, the reaction outside of you. I think it's a little bit of both, actually. But anyways, the energy attached to you, the Ten of Cups, the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords. This energy just wants happiness, and that's kind of where they're functioning from, where they're coming from. So whatever it is they're doing it from the angle of, I just want a happy outcome, you know? I just want me to be happy, you to be happy, everybody to be happy. Okay. Maybe you don't agree with the way they're going about things. I don't know, because there's a little bit of a conflict here between the energies. For the connection, the World card, the Ace of Cups, the Two of Wands. There's a cycle that needs to close here, and it hasn't yet, but it needs to close, and somebody's waiting here for that cycle to close off, and I think that somebody is you. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Ace of Cups, the Six of Pentacles, the Queen of Wands. Okay. No, you ultimately, I feel like you just want to land on the same page with whoever this is. You know, it's almost like right now the energies are kind of negotiating, or are at a point in which they could bump heads, but at the same time I feel like they want to work together, because the ultimate goal here is to reach a middle ground. So I don't think that middle ground has been reached yet, but I think that's the process that's at play right now. Let's reach a middle ground. And it could show up very conflicting at times while you try to do that, which is what's showing up for you. So, okay. So it's still a debate between energies right now. But that's it. Hold on, this little sucker is a little... Okay, that was feeling a little cool. Too cool for my taste. Alright, moving on to Taurus. Yeah, I saw yesterday, I kept on seeing the hummingbird in this tree there, kind of at times, kind of going at it a little bit with a robin. And I'm like, what is that interspecies type of, what's going on there? It's not interspecies really, but it kind of is. But I thought they were arguing or something. And then, because I kept on seeing the hummingbird kind of coming, you know, at the robin at times, but not really attacking, but kind of trying to deter. I think it has a nest in this tree, and I could see yesterday something, but it's so tiny that I can't tell. It's too high up there. But anyways, on your side you get the 8 of Pentacles, the 7 of Wands, the 7 of Swords. There's something you're contributing to. There's something you're putting effort into. But it's something you no longer want to do. You don't want to put effort into this anymore. So I don't know what it is. And it's looking like, aside from the fact that you're showing up quite like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. You're also starting to potentially take the steps away from this. Or, yeah, you're trying to. I don't know if it's working out quite yet. The energy attached to you, the 4 of Wands, the Devil, the Judgment card. Well, I don't blame you. If you're working on this, whatever this is a very, from this side, I'm seeing it as a very unhealthy commitment. It's not looking great. Whatever is at the core of this commitment is something that's very, very unhealthy. And you're showing up as saying, yeah, I don't want to be part of that anymore. But you still are. That's the thing. For the connection, the Queen of Cups, the Magician, the World card. I think it was good at some point. I think things were good here. Things were not always unhealthy. I think to some extent, at some point in time, things twisted. From something quite nice. It started off quite nice, but that's kind of long gone. It's been functioning under unhealthy energies for who knows how long. And now you're at the point in which, I think you realized that a while ago, but you're at the point in which you just, enough is enough. From the universe for you, as a final advice, you get the 8 of Cups, the King of Cups, the 3 of Swords. Yeah, too much pain here. There is still love here, but it's kind of shut down. It's just not running through this anymore. It's kind of replaced by a lot of pain that's been caused, probably by the unhealthiness of this. So, yeah. It's a process, whatever this is, of you probably removing yourself from something. That's it. Moving on to Virgo. Every time I shuffle, he jumps. He's like, what are you doing? Either his tail is popping or his whole body. Oh, are you not used to this sound? You've heard it since almost the day you were born. Almost. But most of your life. What are you doing? No, he's like, no, I'm good. I'm grooming. Oh, man. Scaredy cat. Stop it. Hold on. I got my drinks right here in his tail. Because, nobody was there when I started this. But now he is. And he jumps with his tail on my drinks. On your side, you get the 6 of Pentacles, the 2 of Wands, the 8 of Pentacles. All right, you're working on something. There seems to be a little bit of a pause on it, though. So I don't know if it's intentional in the sense of maybe you're taking the weekend off or something. I do see the energies running, and then they just pause for a little bit, and then they run again. So maybe it's just intentional. Maybe you just need a break or taking a break. The energy attached to you, the King of Swords, the Death card, the 8 of Swords. This energy is done with something. I don't know what exactly, because I'm not seeing it necessarily attached to you, like in your direction, this energy of, oh, I'm done with you. I'm not necessarily seeing it as that, but I am seeing that they're done with something. And they're coming at this something with a clear mind of, I'm really done with this. But there seems to be, as of late, a little bit of confusion over that. So as clear as they're coming through and, oh, I'm done with this, there's a little bit of, am I? At the end of it. So they could be questioning a little bit of this energy of whatever they're done with. The energy attached to you, the King of Swords, not the King of Swords, the Queen of Swords, the King of Wands, the Four of Wands. Okay, so this is a commitment here between you and somebody else. I feel like things are running pretty smooth here. You're just, and I'm assuming you're aware, but you're just very different. You're coming at things in a very different way, which sometimes can complicate things, as we all know. Or if there's acceptance on both parts and embracing of that aspect of, hey, we're just different, then you should be good to go. Oh, hold on, the universe. Let's see what the universe has. The Ten of Wands, the Magician, the Page of Swords. You're trying to manifest something, but man, it's difficult. It feels like if you were to manifest, let's say, what were you to manifest? Having a big willow tree in your backyard, even though if you do that, please put it away from your house structure. But trying to do that, and you just planted the seed like yesterday. You're like, oh my God, I can't wait for this to happen, to grow, so you're seeing something. You're seeing like a little something coming out of the ground, but like until it's, what you envision it to be, it's probably going to take some time. So whatever it is you're manifesting, I feel like you're having a hard time because you're seeing just very tiny results of it. And it's like, well, where's the rest of it? Well, you gotta wait. It's not, wait. Well, how long? I need to know exactly so that I put it in my schedule. Look, I understand you're a Virgo, but it doesn't work that way sometimes. And I know. Oh my gosh, shit. But, you don't have to have everything in your schedule. Anyways, moving on to fire signs. Aries. Oh, my Aries boy. Oh man, he grinned at me yesterday when he saw me before I left. He's like, ooh. I'm like, oh my God, your famous grin. I can never get him to grin on the camera. I'll have to take a picture of him when he does that. He always, especially at night when I take him for his last walk or final pee, he moves so slow, and then he's like, I'm like, what are you doing? You're smiling at mama. You're so cute. You're cute too, but move your tail. Move your cute tail out of the way. Anyways, what do you got going on here? On your side, you get the Two of Swords, the Four of Swords, the Star. Oh, okay, it's not that bad. It starts off a little concerning because I kind of see it way up in your head there. But it's not that bad because it's actually contained from what you're telling me here. It's kind of like, yeah, I know, I'm in my head. I'm working on it to kind of get out of here and not get super, super stuck in there. But I see it happening. As long as there's awareness of it, that's a good first step to actually pull yourself out of there. But something is showing up as maybe confusing for you. The energy attached to you, the Seven of Pentacles, the Strength card, the Ten of Cups. Okay, whoever this is wants to work on something to build happiness, to build good times. They're just having a hard time. Well, if they want to work on this with you, which I'm assuming they do, and you're coming in a little bit too much up here, then yeah, it's going to be a little tough for a process like this. For the connection, the Five of Wands, the Seven of Cups, the Seven of Swords, there's a little bit of disagreement over where things are going next here. There's an energy of things are going to move in that direction. And I feel like the both of you are coming at this energy and probably putting in your 2 cents or something. And there's a little bit of you're just not landing on the same page. So where you view things going, it might be very different than where they view things going. And you might maybe try to figure that one out. Or if not, just do your own thing, which might separate this all together. I don't know. But let me see what the universe has as final advice for you. The Star, the Tower, the King of Pentacles. Something shows up as a little bit of a, maybe a massive change to your stability, but it carries a little bit of a sense of disappointment to it too. Kind of like I was heading in that direction, and then I got redirected. You know, so something changed along the way where I can't pursue that anymore. I need to redirect. Okay. Okay, but that's it. Moving on to Leo. His tail is moving every time I shuffle. Even if it's just for a tiny little... Okay. Anyways, let's see, Leo. Oi! On your side, you get the Three of Swords, actually the King of Swords, the Three of Swords, the Ten of Wands. You're carrying a lot of heaviness right now, and you know that. You're like, yeah, I know. There's pain in there, and it just feels like a heavy energy to you. I can see that you are aware of whatever this is, whatever you're kind of going through right now. So that's actually probably helpful that you're aware of what this is. But that's about it. You're just telling me I just feel this massive heaviness right now. I don't think you've had it feeling like this at least for very long, and I don't think it's going to stay here for very long. But for some reason, it's on your shoulders at this moment in time. The energy attached to you, the High Priestess, the Magician, the Six of Cups. There's a soul connection here attached to you. They're manifesting good things. Maybe they're showing up as supportive. Maybe they're seeing what you're carrying on your shoulders right now. And their energy is good. I don't know exactly what they're trying to manifest, but it feels like they're very intuitive and very in tune with what's going on, especially on your end right now. And I feel like this manifestation is more towards you rather than them. So it's almost like wishing you well, wishing you'll be fine, like creating a little bit of support there for you. For the connection, the Ten of Cups, the Seven of Swords, the Knight of Pentacles. This one is showing up like progress being made in a situation, probably within this dynamic, I'm assuming. If you're working on something, if you're doing something together, I do see some progress being made, but it's the kind of progress of, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. So it's kind of showing up a little bit like that, which is still progress at the end of the day. But it's going to feel quite slow. Kai, may I assist you? No, I may not. He's pulling on the screen door. The problem is he knows how to open that. So, yeah, no, don't open it. No, you little... Do not escape. Because Juno's out there unattended and I will not have another emergency visit. Well, we can all go if you guys decide to do something. And we can free Blue. We can make a plan. I brought the cats in now because da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And while you keep them entertained, I get Blue. And then how the fuck do I get you out? Oh, okay, I know how to do that. I'll be like, okay, you know what? I think they're good. I don't think anything's wrong with them. I think I may have been mistaken. I looked at the camera and yeah, they were good. You just gave me the wrong impression. Yeah, okay, we got a plan, babies. We're gonna go free blue. Free blue. From the universe for you as a final advice, the Queen of Wands, the Chariot, the Seven of Wands. Look, the universe is shown up here saying, hey, you're doing good. Whatever it is you're doing, whatever it is you're in the middle of, or whatever it is you're engaging with, you're doing good. For some reason, at this moment in time, this heavy energy has plopped into your lap. And sometimes it happens like that, and it feels like crap, but that's where you're at right now. But other than that, you're doing quite good. With everything else, or considering. Okay, if the universe confirmed, then you're good. You're just feeling a little heavy at this moment in time. And it can happen. And it's stemming from some sort of pain that you're carrying within you over something. It could be something so far back in your past that it doesn't even really matter. It's just you're feeling the heaviness of something. Let's see, Sagittarius. Let's see what we've got. These two chipmunks are playing like crazy here. Ooh, fire signs, you've been quite airy today. There's a lot of air energy in your guys' readings. On your side, you get the Knight of Pentacles, the Two of Swords, the Temperance card. Man, ooh, I thought Leo's progress was slow. You're moving in a particular direction. The progress is super slow. And what slows it down the most is you overthinking things. So you're kind of in your own way there. You're doing something. There is still progress. It's just very, very not noticeable almost to the naked eye, because there's too much in your head going on about what this is. For the energy attached to you, the Hierophant, the Five of Swords, the Page of Pentacles. I don't know what to say about this one. You know how, well, they're showing up as, how do I put this one? Hey, I'm learning a lot from this experience with you, from my life, from my past. I'm healing, I'm learning, I'm doing all the things. I do see the energy of deception in the middle of that, so it's hard for me to believe them. It's one of those energies that usually shows up as someone that shows themselves to the world as something that they're not, and I think because they want to believe that, I don't know if they would do it on purpose. They might, though. Like, hey, I'm an expert in freaking cars, and they've never even been in a car. I don't know. Something like that. And if you're working with this type of an energy, now I can understand the overthinking and why the progress is so slow. For the connection, the Seven of Cups, the King of Pentacles, the Star. I think this is about work, and I think someone is in your environment with this energy, and there's a sense of holding you back. Whatever energy this is holding you back, and you are stepping big time in an energy of, I should pull away from this energy and just do my own thing. Like, there's a very massive energy available to you that shows up as, you would probably be better off if you were to do something outside of whatever this energy is to you. Because I feel like a lot of, it's like, again, if you work, what do? You have a bakery, and you work with people, let's say a bunch of people that say, oh yeah, I'm qualified, I can do all sorts of things here, and I'm the expert in cookies, I'm the expert in this, I'm the expert in that. And they don't know shit about shit. What are they gonna do? They're gonna be in the way. Not only be in the way, they're gonna mess up the whole fucking business. And then you have to show up, clean up their mess, and probably sell a cookie a day or something, because, you know, you can't. But anyways, or a bread, or half a bread, or a slice of bread, with the way this energy is looking. But from the universe for you as a final advice, the Magician, the Moon, the Nine of Wands. That's the thing, because I see you kind of, Kai, don't try freaking tricks. You're not a cat for tricks. You're an Oompa Loompa, Bubba. You're gonna fall. Hold on. Danger, wanger. What are you doing there? What? Are you bored? He's on top of a crate that's kind of triangular shape, so he doesn't have any stability there, and he's sniffing on a fucking fan that is round and circling. So he plays with all these shapes where he's not the most reliable cat when it comes to jumps, accurate jump. He's the, you know, the brunt of the pack. Okay, he came down on some sort of pillows. I didn't think this would be very complicated for them, but okay. Okay, flat surface. Good. Let's keep it that way. The Magician, the Moon, the Nine of Wands. That's the thing. I think you also want to kind of do something about something here. The fact that you're so much in your head is not going to help you find a solution. Because it's going to keep you stuck into the realization of, I'm moving backwards here. Like, I'm being held back, I'm moving backwards, you know, it's not going to... If you were to remove yourself from your head, then you would probably start focusing on what's ahead, not what this energy is doing to you. You know what I mean? So, it's kind of complicated, man. Because I feel like you're stuck a little bit in this. But it's because of your mind that you're stuck, you know? Everything else is available for you. The energies are available to move you forward. You just got to step into them. And you're not going to do that from here. But that's it. Moving on to air signs. Libra. On your side, you get the Ten of Swords, the Ten of Pentacles, the Moon. You feel a little tired, kind of defeated here, actually, and it's something around home or work. You don't want to say much because you're giving me the Moon there. You're just giving me a little bit of a... I'm not sure if this isn't close to burnout, actually. It's kind of like you ran yourself to this energy of, I just want to crash somewhere and not do shit. And just not think about anything, you know? Okay. So something is kind of exhausting you there, somewhere in your stability. The energy attached to you, the Five of Cups, the Chariot, the Seven of Pentacles. Whatever energy this is, they're looking to be struggling a little bit, but they keep on pushing through. So even if they are going through something, let's say, or kind of having a tough time at this time, they're kind of like, no, I have to do this though. Okay. The energy for the connection, the Eight of Swords, the Four of Pentacles, the King of Pentacles. Somebody's being very, very stubborn here though, almost rigid, kind of like, I'm gonna do things my way. And even if it goes against them, or, you know, against the situation that they're trying to achieve, They're a little bit rigid. They're not really flexible. And I don't know if that's you or whoever you're dealing with, but that might get them into trouble sometimes. Because they're like, no, this is how I know to do this. This is how I'll do it. And while, okay, yeah, you can do that, sure. But like, open up a little bit in your flexibility, because there might be other ideas that you can implement to still doing it the way you do it. But like, you know, add-ons or something could be available and you may miss it. And then the way you're doing it might not fit with whatever's going, you know what I mean? So there should be maybe a little more flexibility, because if there's not, then it could get complicated here. But let's see what the universe has as a final advice for you. The Two of Wands, the Sun, the Chariot. It's going to be okay. I feel like it's a little bit of a bumpy period of time here for whatever this is. It's a little... I mean, I think you've gone through worse, in all honesty, but it is feeling a little heavy right now. But it does look like the universe is coming in and saying it's going to change for the better in a little bit. So it's not going to stay like this forever. It's going to be okay, you know? So, okay, you tried to escape. You couldn't do it, even though if you were to be persistent there, you would have. But because I'm here, you're not going to be persistent. I know. And then you tried to climb on all sorts of weird shaped things. And luckily, you didn't oompa loompa out of there. And now you're back from outer space. And now you're looking under the table. May I assist you? You're very unsettled. Is it because of Blue? Blue's fine. As I said, she's coming back home. I don't think it's because of Blue, though. I think it's because you're the only one in this room, and the other ones are free. Anyways, moving on to Aquarius. If you caught on to that one, and some of you probably did, it's probably going to be the song that's playing out in your head all day. Yay! It's a fun song, though, to have in your head, play out in your head. On your why are you guys so rough today? What is going on here? On your side, you get the Five of Pentacles, the Nine of Wands, the Sun. You're kind of like, I don't want to be rough. I want happy. I want, like, I don't want to deal with crap. I don't want to deal with all sorts of nasty shits. I just want happiness, man. Okay, but you are dealing with nasty shits. But the problem is neither of you want to deal with the nasty shit, so the nasty shit is going to grow bigger. You don't want to deal with it. You just want happiness. They're coming through as Seven of Wands, Five of Wands, the Hierophant. They're coming through the same. I don't want to deal with this. There must have been something. There's an energy of conflict. There's an energy of almost separation between you and this energy. However, at the core of this, there's a strong bond. But none of you is looking at whatever the fuck is separating this as an energy. It's like, I don't want to deal with this. They're like, I don't want to deal with this either. Let somebody else deal with it. Okay, so you're not going to deal with each other then, because that's in the middle. You know, or are you going to deal with each other by pretending nothing's there? No, there's nothing wrong. We're fine. We're perfect. We're happy. Okay. For the connection, the Page of Cups, the Three of Wands, the Judgment card. You gotta. This is the elephant. You're not going to look at it for a while. They're not going to look at it for a while. Nobody's going to fucking address that elephant. It's going to turn into a massive freaking that's going to pop off the ceilings of the room. But nobody's looking at it until you gotta. And you will. Not right now, apparently. But in order for things to settle the fuck down here, you gotta. Somebody has to. You know? You or them. Somebody has to start. Because I see it happening, but not right now. Like, okay, it's gonna be addressed. But right now we're dealing with two stubborn energies that are like, not me. From the universe for you as a final advice, the Star, the Three of Wands, the Three of Cups. Yeah, you're gonna get back to your senses later. Right now you're in this mode of, ball is not in my court, it's in theirs, and they're thinking the same, and then nobody's doing shit because there is no ball. What the hell are we talking about? But at a later time, you're both coming to your senses, kiss and make up. Not right now though. Right now you have to. No, that will never happen. Not on my watch. Okay, yeah, it will, but later. Okay, that's it. Moving on to Gemini. I was gonna work today all day, and now I'm not doing shit because I'm fucking spent from yesterday. That takes a toll, man, on, you know, these types of, and I got 5. I'm already knowing the people at the emergency vet hospital. It's not fun. I think, except for Cosmo, because she's the youngest, all of them have been there at least once. And I'm like, it takes an emotional toll. And I'm done. I want my day in the sun, but today is cloudy. I'm gonna go to bed. Fuck this shit. It's a lot. And I'm noticing that as I don't know if it's age related, but man, it takes a toll. Big. Fucking. I'm glad my boy is fine. I'll just go take him and nap with him in my arms in the car. No, not in the car. In the car, because I don't need the cats on top of them. On your side, you get the 8 of Cups, the 2 of Swords, the Empress. Ooh, hold on. What is going on here? Why are you guys... Come on. Calm down, everybody. Breathe. Everybody, you're at each other's throats. Not you, but like the collective. It's the whole day has been like this in the readings. A little bit of... Okay. You're kind of stuck in your head about someone here. You're kind of like... And with the attitude of, I don't care. I don't care what happens. I don't care what they do. Don't even tell me. I don't even want to know. Well, you will know because I'll tell you in a minute. But it's, you know... You're confused. You're probably even frustrated about something. But anyways, the energy attached to you, the 5 of Wands, the Hierophant, the Death card. They're confused too. I think they're battling with themselves there over something. They're showing me quite the connection with you, but then they're showing me that it's done, but then they're showing me all sorts of other things at the same time. So it's like a continuous energy of conflict on their end. So I can understand why you would be like, oh, fuck this shit. You know? For the connection, the Queen of Pentacles, the Fool, the 5 of Swords. When in doubt, just drop this whole thing. When it gets so complicated, just drop them altogether, this whole situation altogether, and start focusing on yourself. And you're saying, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I'm saying, that's a bunch of bullshit. You're not doing that. In theory, you're doing that. You know you should do that. You know, this got too complicated right now. So what do? Complicate it even more by starting to overthink and... Or go do something for yourself. Go watch a movie. Go fishing. I don't know, whatever the fuck you like. Go do something that has nothing to do with this. You know? Because in theory, yeah, we're all experts. You're like, that's exactly what I'm doing. Yeah, how? I see you so connected to this that it's like, how are you doing this? You know you should do this. That's a big difference. But you're not doing it. So, go. Do what? I don't know. Find something. That's not this. You know? Because things need to chill a little bit in the energies here. You're not helping by overthinking. They're complicating it enough. For the connection from the universe for you, you get the Lovers, the 2 of Cups, the 2 of Pentacles. Okay. Well, things are standing in the wind, basically, right now. This is a very important and strong connection from what I can see energetically. Where right now, things are kind of up in the air. Let them be up in the air. You know? Because they are. Something's going on. Something a little bit conflicting. But if there's no peaceful, good, calming energy for these types of energy, then what you're going to bring in is going to contribute to just making this even bigger in the what the fuck, you know, aspect. So you might as well start focusing on yourself for a little bit, you know, to just kind of let things chill. Okay, everybody's so riled up and so freaking chill. On your side there, it didn't show up as that bad, but it does have the tendency to make you really overthink things. So why not avoid that if we can? Moving on to water signs. Pisces. My Pisces is sleeping. He's like, yeah, I don't give a shit. You take things for granted, boy? I'm just looking into Pisces energy and you're like, I don't give a shit? Ah, he flinched. It's like, I do. His body gave him away. Okay, so you're here with Mama. Okay, good. The fuck are you? Oh man. Anyways, here come the water signs with a little more like smoother energy to the table. Okay, on your side you get the Four of Cups, the Page of Wands, the Knight of Wands. Did somebody play a joke on you that you didn't appreciate much because you're showing up as being a little like that wasn't funny? I mean, it kind of was, but it wasn't really. So you're showing up a little bit like that. You're showing me quite fun energies for the most part, but then you're showing me you being a little upset. And I'm like, okay, something didn't feel 100% right. Like, I feel like for the most part, you're digging this energy, but something did something for you there. For the energy that's attached to you, the Four of Wands, the Star, the Two of Pentacles. There's definitely an energy of commitment here, but they're showing up a little bit up in the air with it, so I don't know exactly what that would mean, because I'm not clarifying, but that could mean a lot of things. That could mean they don't know where they stand. They do know where they stand, but they don't know where you stand. They may have played a joke on you, and now they're questioning, did I go too far? Did I not? How did they take it? Well, I see they're upset, but how upset are they? You know, so it could be a lot of things. For the connection, the Ten of Wands, the Chariot, the Seven of Cups. Look, it's a little bit of something that went on here. It's not shown up as a big deal. It's something that can definitely be, you know, moved on from. And I think that's exactly what's going to happen. So it's not something that will impact this commitment in a super, super negative way. It does, you know, bring something to the surface in the sense of why not be honest? If something upset you, then you can probably be honest about it. I don't know. But other than that, it's kind of showing up in the energies of, even though it feels a little ick right now, it's going to be okay, you know? Let me see what the universe has. The Sun, the Four of Cups, the Eight of Wands. And if anything, the universe says, okay, so let's say you opening up about it and talking about what upset you wouldn't solve anything here. It would at least make you a little bit more happy. Because, you know, you put that energy out there, you know. So do it for you. If you don't know exactly how they're going to take it, if, you know, that's the one thing that shows up here is that you might feel a little more, you know. So, cool. But that's it. Alrighty, moving on to Scorpio. I may have some breakfast after. It's actually quite early. I woke up super early. I'm surprised I even could fall asleep. Woke up at 5. I think I went to bed at 12. I'm like, my boy's not here. And then I wake up and I'm like, my boy's not here. Look, I'm happy he's fine. And I'm bringing him back home. And next Friday, you're going to get to see him too. On your side, you get the 8 of Swords, the Knight of Cups, the 7 of Pentacles. Okay, you're invested in something emotionally, physically. I see you putting an effort into something, and you want to. It's because, you know, but right now it's looking like something's running through your mind about whatever this is. Like there's either a little bit of doubt or a little bit of questioning of something. Something. It's not big, but it's there. You know, for the most part, you're still showing up for this energy. You're like, no, I'm here with it. Okay. You could even be questioning yourself. I don't know. But the energy attached to you, the King of Pentacles, the Justice card, the Hangman. Yeah, this energy looks fair, right? Balanced. It almost looks like a job that you're kind of functioning at. And then this is someone that holds everything together. And it could even be someone you're looking up to, but it almost feels like they're the ones that you're learning from. And maybe you got a little stuck at some point. But no, the energy seems very open and kind of the type of energy that would create space for you to learn at your own pace, whatever you need to. You know, it doesn't have to be a job, but it kind of gives me that vibe. For the connection, the Page of Swords, the 9 of Pentacles, the Sun. Yeah, there's definitely a sense of almost humbleness, almost like, you know, there's always something to learn. And I think it's on your side. And I think you are learning as you go from this experience you're dealing with, and you just want to get better and better at something. So the overthinking part might actually be quite common here. Quite, you know, just because I just want to do better all the time. So a lot of the times when we set a goal for ourselves, we're going to come into our mind because it's like, okay, how can I do that? So those are the questions of the mind. So things are looking quite good here. Let me see. You're giving me a sense of beginner type, or not really like your first day, but like there's still so many things that you're kind of learning. Okay. From the universe, you get the Queen of Pentacles, the 9 of Cups, the Strength card. Yeah, I think what's hard for you is to acknowledge where you're at, to kind of pat yourself on the back and saying, you know, I did great. I'm doing great here. There's a sense of you being in a pretty good place within yourself, but it feels like it's very hard for you to acknowledge that at time, to give yourself that credit. So stop doing that. Start giving yourself credit and acknowledge where you're at. It's okay to do that. The fact that you want better for yourself doesn't take away from what you've achieved already. So start appreciating that too. But that's it. Pretty cool. Moving on to Cancer. Oh, that's where it's at for the water signs. Cancer's got it. On your side, you get the King of Swords, the Strength card, the 5 of Wands. Ooh, you must have had a recent type of a situation here at play. You take it as, yeah, I know, we've just come to this disagreement of some sort, or it's a blowout. It's in how the energies are showing up. It's something happened, probably even nasty. You're taking it as you know, not making light of it, but definitely kind of taking it as yeah, we're just not landing on the same page ultimately. And it's nasty, and it's not easy, and it's not pretty, you know? So there's a little kind of clarity and awareness of where you're at and where it stands for you. And the energy attached to you, the Five of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, the King of Cups, they're functioning more like you're coming through as more practical about things. You have your heart attached to you as well, but you're kind of looking at the situation from a more practical stance, where they're showing up a little more emotional, a little more, oh yeah, well, I'm done here, and da 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 da, like it's almost dramatic. It's almost like a soap opera on their end. And on your end, it's like a mathematical equation or something. For the connection, the Ten of Wands, the Ten of Swords, the Tower. Yeah, I don't know. Something, maybe an argument happened here, and it didn't end well. It's one of those arguments where it's like, yeah, we better just drop it right now because things are going to get even uglier, you know? Or you didn't stop it right there and things did get uglier. I don't know. It's a tough situation that is fairly close to actually ending all of this, but I don't know if it is quite yet. Let me see what the universe has as a final advice. The King of Wands, the Eight of Wands, the Nine of Wands. You're showing up quite passionate too, kind of like, ooh, yeah, I would have some things to say and to do here, but I'm not gonna. There's a lot of passion that somebody wants to put on display here for this. I'm like, no, there's enough passion here for right now. We don't need to, and that's why you're kind of showing up. It's very hard to contain myself. You're very passionate about something that you want to throw in here. I feel like whatever this is has a lot of things in it already. That passion can be maybe held for later, you know, when things aren't already very passionate here. Just wait for these energies to calm down first, and then you can definitely be passionate about whatever this is. Because I think you know that that's just going to add to the fire. So you're trying your best to hold back, but man, you're having a hard time because like, ooh, the things I would do or say here. Yeah, try not to for now. But yeah, that's what we got. We made it through. Nobody called me about my boy. Oh, it's early still, but why not? How's my baby boy? Hey, they're turning me into my biggest nightmare, a helicopter mom. Where I would probably call them every 5 minutes and I would be like, excuse me, blue for blue. You know, by the 5th time they would know, oh, they're calling for blue, let's not answer. But anyways, you will get to see him tomorrow. Oh, Friday, next Friday. Today for me, next week for you. And that's it. I'm gonna go crash until no. First I get him home and then I sleep. Probably take a nap with him. He's in recovery. I need to be in recovery. And that's what's gonna happen. Yeah. But that's it. That's what we got. Hope this helped. Love you guys. And I'll see you next time.